Yo, this is MegaManFan, and you need to rock and or roll on over to Mr. MegaManFan's YouTube channel, because it's all that rush to make it happen. Peace!
This is working great.
So it was just the battery, huh?
Battery. I would say it's the battery.
All right. So what do I owe you for the battery then for that?
Can't sell you the battery.
Oh.
Matter of fact, I was just pricing out some Game Boy SP batteries right there because I just got one off of eBay where I need a battery for it, and they're like $9
Oh, okay.
for a good one. I mean, they're not bad.
So I should just order one and then pop
Yeah,
it in?
I would, you know, but keep in mind it's going to be a cheap Chinese knockoff.
Right.
And if you get a year out of it, it'll be all right.
But the pearl blue one that you're gonna hook me up with, that has a battery in it already, right?
Well, we got to talk about that because I don't have a pearl blue.
Oh, what one of the 101s do you have? Oh, it's the SpongeBob one.
That's the 101 I have, and that one does have a battery on it. But
That's the one you just used to test mine, isn't it?
yeah.
Well, it's not super cosmetically perfect or anything, so...
Well, here's the thing. You can order replacement shells on these all day. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm going to pitch that. That's bad.
Yeah, you can... I don't care.
So I have another one that is pearl blue, but it needs some work on it. It needs a new shell, but it's a 001.
Oh, it's not the 101,
Yeah.
no.
Or I'm sorry, it's the 101.
Oh, it
it's
is?
the 101.
Okay.
It is the 101. It just needs a new shell.
All right, well, if it works, I'll take it off your hands.
Yeah, it works. You just got to get a shell and put it in there.
Oh, I mean, I'll take it now until you get the shell, and then we can swap the shell, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay. What else are we doing? Oh,
The Pac-Man?
yeah. Let's take a look at the Pac-Man.
Pac-Man fever.
All right. So you're saying
You can power it on, and you'll see what I mean. It like...
Okay, so there it goes.
Yeah, but if you jostle it too much, it'll...
Yeah, resets. Okay, so this is a classic case of the battery. Oh yeah, these terminals are bad.
Yeah. I got this from somebody in our group. I mean, he told me it had this issue before I even bought it from him, so...
Yeah. So what's happening here? If you can get a shot of the battery contacts on here, you see how corroded they are in here. And then if you get down right in here, there's just enough corrosion in here to where you move it and then it resets it. So there's a couple of things that we can do. We can take this fiberglass brush here. We can get in here and we can try to
Wipe out the corrosion, just rub it off.
Yep, we're just gonna hit it with that. If you want to be a little more aggressive, you can use sandpaper. But I always like to do that as kind of a last resort. You can try chemical. But usually what happens too is that these springs over time,
They wear down.
they wear down and there's just not enough pressure on them.
Just like the one in my Wavebird, I'm sure it just wore down to the point where it just snapped off, and I didn't even notice that it was gone until I tried to put a battery in and it fell right out. I was like, okay, there's nothing holding the battery into this.
So that Q-Bert that you see up there had the same problem that this one did.
Oh.
To the point where they had, it was a little worse because I worked on two of them, and there was so much corrosion that the whole metal
It just deteriorated.
Deteriorated, yeah. And so I had to work on that. I actually had to fabricate one out of metal.
Oh, wow.
And then take another spring out of a different one and then solder it back in. And then it was crazy.
I hope you charged what the labor was worth to do that much.
I got that for free.
Oh, well, then I guess it was worth it.
Yeah, the guy looked at it. He had two of them, and he said, "You can have that one for all the time you put into it."
Wow.
I was grateful. Okay, so something else that we can use here is,
This is educational, viewers. You need to be aware of all this.
yeah, if you don't have one of these, handy dandy Dremel, and I'm gonna put this on the low setting. And this brush is very, very soft. It's wheel. It's a wire brush, but it's
Softer than the one at the dentist, right?
Yeah. Maybe. Hopefully, it's not going to hurt anything. But I'm just gonna very carefully just kind of polish this out. Okay. And these the ones without the springs, they're a lot easier to polish. You want to make sure you don't hit this brush on the plastic because
It'll take right through the plastic.
yeah, it'll melt it too. But I don't know if you can get a shot of that, but
I'm trying to.
you see how much cleaner that is?
Yeah, that's 1,000,000 times better.
Okay, so now we're gonna try to do it on the springs as well. And so this is kind of a before picture, if you can get that.
Yeah,
And now you have to be really careful with this.
because it could go right through the spring.
Yeah, or you can get it caught up and you can get it,
Yank it out of your hand.
yank it out. So what I'm doing, I'm just gonna start working from left to right here.
Kind of just going around in a circle.
Yeah, I'm just very carefully trying to polish these out. Especially the end right here because that's where the contact is made.
Right. So that's probably right. Keeps flickering on and off as it's not making a solid contact with it.
Right. I've always told the people in the group that if they ever wanted to make a little coin on the side, they would just make this piece right here and sell it separately.
Right, because I'm sure a lot of people don't have it or it's corroded and they need to replace it.
Yep, very, very common part to go bad.
That's kind of what my dad does with doodle bugs is he fabricates the parts for people who have them and they just need that one part that they can't make themselves.
Yep. So again, I'm just going in a kind of a circular motion here to see if we can get this a little bit cleaner. These are in rough shape, but they're not to the point where they're about ready to fall off, like some. But there's definitely...
I'm trying to remember if I got this from Rome or if I got it from who I got it from. Because I got it on really nice deal for it. It was like $45 shipped, so
Yeah.
I couldn't hardly pass it up even knowing that it had issues because I know they can go for a lot more than that. In fact, I saw one in the case at Pop Culture that was at least 50 or 60, so.
Oh yeah, they go for a lot. There's a lot of people love them, you know?
Yeah, I had very fond memories of playing it as a kid, which is why I was like, oh, you know what? I never actually owned one of these myself, but I always envied the kids who had them on the playground. And, like, first of all, how did you get that in your backpack? And second of all, can I borrow it?
Yeah. Okay, so you can see how that cleaned it up a little bit. And that's about as clean as it's going to get.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna kind of stretch these a little more too. Because, you know, over time, too many batteries.
Can crunch it down.
Yep. Okay, let's see if that helps.
One of the lessons that I've learned from you is always use good batteries. I didn't want to put cheap D-cell batteries into this thing.
Had I opened this and seen dollar store batteries in here,
You would have yelled at me.
I would have asked you to go home. We've been down that road. Yeah, we're still having that same issue. It's a little better, but probably the different skills on here. No, you're still shorting out somewhere.
Yeah. You were hoping it was going to be quick, but it may not be.
Oh, there's still. Let's take a different approach on this. Maybe. So the real issue here, you can just see how there's absolutely no tension on
even
here.
when I was putting them in, I knew there was something up because it was not holding the batteries in there.
Okay, so you see that, right?
Yeah.
So the objective here is to just make contact, right? So what we can do, we can take, let me see if I have something that'll work here.
Like something to squeeze them together, basically.
Yeah, what I've seen people do, they'll take aluminum tinfoil, and they'll just cut it very fine, and they'll just wedge it in there.
Because it'll conduct through the foil.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can do it that way. Or if you have a really cool friend like me, and you have parts, because I have a ton of parts. I'm trying to look for a specific one here that I just got all this stuff over here, and I'm still trying to remember where I put half the crap.
Right. Well, that's one up or downside to this current situation we're all living in, is that we all have time to reorganize our clutter, and then sometimes once we're done reorganizing, we can't find anything.
Yeah.